Someone asked me if I could record a video about manifesting confidence, and my answer for this is probably not going to align with a lot of manifestation coaches, because at the end of the day, it isn't just manifestation that I teach. I also mostly do very in-depth shadow work with my clients and with my students. So here's the thing that I need you to understand. Not everything is a manifestation. You don't manifest everything into your life. There are things that you build. There are things that you do. So when it comes to personality traits, I really consider it character building, and any personality trait you can build into your identity. But how do you build anything into your identity? You start doing it and you become consistent with it, and you show up differently, and you keep showing up in that frequency, and you keep showing up that way. So at the end of the day, if you're not confident and you want to be confident, or replace confidence with literally any other personality trait that you want to be. The way that you would build any personality trait into your identity, into your new identity, is to start showing up in that trait. So a version of you who is confident, they would show up confidently, they would speak confidently, they would walk confidently, they would carry themselves confidently, they would be confident in every and all situations. And that's like top tier, right? Like, of course, everyone's going to have moments where they're not going to be as confident, but essentially, if we were like just aiming for confidence across the board, you would start showing up confidently. So the question is, we need to look at where in your life are you currently not showing up confidently? And then where in your life are you currently showing up confidently? Because when you can see the areas where you lack confidence or you've got low confidence, and then you can compare it to the areas where you actually are very confident in yourself, you can start feeling for you what the specific frequency of confidence is. So maybe you're really confident when it comes to love, but maybe you're not confident when it comes to money. So you can see how when in relation to money, you don't have confidence. You can also see when it comes into relation with love, how you have a lot of confidence. So how does the version of you who is confident in one area show up versus how does the version of you who's unconfident show up? Because when you can get very clear on what confidence looks and feels like to you, especially if you already embody it in one area, that's when it's going to be easier to extract it out and put it into different areas where you might not already be confident. And then a question you want to ask yourself is, okay, so if I'm not confident in these areas, why don't I feel confident? And we do actually want to look at this, right? Because if we try to avoid this, then what will happen is we can like fake confidence until we make it, but faking it to make it is like garbage. Don't fake it to make it in anything. Like, there's no point. Practice embodying it and getting comfortable in the thing. So if we don't actually look at why we don't feel confident, what's going to happen is we aren't going to actually be able to character build this trait into us because of the fact that we have this pattern in relation to that thing that's causing us to feel unconfident. So we actually have to look at it and start challenging that. Is it true that that experience has to always remain the same for me? Is it true that I have to extrapolate that wisdom from what I learned when I was younger? Is it true that this still has to show up this way? When we challenge the fact that nothing is ultimately true, you can always change and you can always move differently, that's when you can look at it and go, okay, cool. Like, I'm not going to let that stop me anymore. So once we identify what is really allowing us to go into these low frequency emotions of lack of confidence, then we can challenge them to say that doesn't actually have to be true for me anymore. And then once you do that, you're able to really break free of that pattern because you've taken your power back and you're deciding to be confident, and you're looking at the things that made you feel unconfident and saying that isn't actually something that's going to affect me anymore. So now you can start character building the trait of confidence into you. Ask yourself, if I was confident in this area already, how would I be showing up? What is the language I would be using? What would my body language look like? How would I be dressing? How would I be speaking to myself? How would I be moving throughout the day? Like, what is the version of me who is confident, and how are they moving? How are they thinking? How are they speaking? So then you start actually writing it all out. Like, actually list this all out. Who is my most confident self? Write it out so you get very clear on what characteristics they have, what energy they're in, what language they use, what self-talk they have going on. When you can start getting really crystal clear on who the most confident version of yourself is, you now have a blueprint, you now have a roadmap written down. So then it's like, okay, so this is who I'm going to choose to be from now on. And in every moment you have an opportunity. Am I going to keep showing up in the same low frequency lack of confidence, or am I actually going to start embodying my most confident self? And then in every area of your life and in every moment of your life, show up confidently. So I mean, like, you could even be walking through the grocery store confidently. You could be doing your makeup confidently. You could be getting dressed confidently. You could be showing up to meetings confidently. You can be sliding into people's DMs confidently to ask for collaborations, not like booty calls. Get with the people. You know what I mean? But in every moment, you have an opportunity to either show up like you've been showing up, which we understand allows us to feel not confident, or we can choose to feel confident. And it's like, a lot of people think that confidence is something that's just going to be there one day, but how is it going to be there if you don't build it in? Because if you've always been lacking confidence and you've never done anything to build your confidence up in any area, let alone all areas, how are you going to be confident? Because confidence is something that will grow with you over time. I used to be a really, really shy child. And now, if you know me, even like look at how much content I put out there and look at how many platforms I'm on. I am not shy. I am very opinionated. I am very bold. I'm very in your face. I move confidently. I walk confidently. If you see me out, people are staring because I am so confident. It was something that I developed over time because I asked myself, what would confidence feel like for me? And how can I just start being more confident? Being more confident in my body, being more confident in my voice, being more confident in my skills, being more confident in my style, being more confident in whatever. You can be confident in every area, or you can lack confidence in every area. And you can extrapolate this to literally any personality trait. But personality traits are built, they aren't manifested. Get that manifestation is a really popular topic, and of course I love it because I teach it all the time. But at the end of the day, I think too many people, and this question was asked by a young girl, so I think too many people in the younger generation are just thinking that they can manifest anything. And it's like, there's a time and a place for manifestation, but then there's also a time and a place for character building. There's also a time and a place for getting to work and building your business, like going after your dreams. Not everything is a manifestation. So I think it's really important to differentiate between when something is a manifestation and when something is actually character building or business building, because you don't manifest a business, right? You build it. You don't manifest a personality trait, you build it. You decide to show up as that version of yourself, and that isn't a manifestation. That's you embodying a new version of yourself. That's you really anchoring into who you're choosing to be rather than who you've been. And so I guess like the self-concept community could kind of call that manifestation, but if you're not new here, you know that I don't vibe with like the majority of the self-concept coaches out there, because all they're doing is regurgitating Neville Goddard, and I just think it's getting really misinterpreted. So that is what I would say. If you want to become a confident person, or any characteristic that you want to build into yourself, you've got to build it. It's not like, how can I manifest this and just visualize yourself being that way? You actually have to start being that person right now.